This is a matter of deen. This ilm is a matter of deen. You be careful who you take your deen from.
وإن لم يأته نعم وإن لم يأته وصلى منفردا فحسن. And if he does not go to another masjid and he prays, or they pray by themselves, فحسن, then this is a good thing. وإن كان للمسجد إمام راتب ففاتت رجلا أو رجالا فيه الصلاة صلوا فرادا. That if a person enters a masjid, or if he has a masjid that has an imam ratib, that has an imam that is established and a fixed imam, and a person misses, or he misses the salah, a person or people miss the salah, صلوا فرادا, then they should pray individually. ولا أحب أن يصلوا جماعة فإن فعلوا أجزأتهم الجماعة فيه. That he said, and I do not like that the people establish another jama'ah. But if they do so, then the jama'ah is, or they, يعني it is accepted. نعم. وإنما كرهت ذلك لهم لأنه ليس مما فعل السلف قبلنا بل قد عابه بعضهم. That he mentioned, and if he the reason that I dislike that for them is because it was not from the actions of the Salaf who came before us, from our Salaf who came before us. Bal, he said, indeed, rather, they used to see it, or they used to refer to it, they used to look down upon it. They used to dislike this thing, that a person was to establish another jama'ah after the jama'ah was established. And then he goes on to mention that the reason for that is إِنَّمَا كَانَ لِتَفْرِقَةِ الْكَلِمَةِ. He said because of the fact that of that which is in it, by way of splitting the kalima, or splitting the ranks of the Muslims. Because ikhwan, if it is an affair that is established amongst the Muslims, that we have a second jama'ah, then first and foremost there will be no haste by the people to catch the first jama'ah, because there's going to be another one that we can catch afterwards, and it's permissible and it's mashru' and it's prescribed to catch the second or the third jama'ah. So it does not necessitate now that we hasten to catch the jama'ah and the fadl of catching the jama'ah. Why? Because there's another jama'ah that is going to come to that. And that which will come from that is that each jama'ah will be less in number. Is that each jama'ah will be less in number. Why? Because the population that was present in the first jama'ah, half of them, waiting for the second jama'ah, or will take time and won't concern themselves with catching the first jama'ah, because there's going to be the establishment of a second jama'ah that they can catch. Now, and in that regard we have the statement of Sheikh Nasir, likewise in Tamam al-Minnah, وَبِالْجُمْلَةِ فَالْجَمْهُورُ على كراهة إعادة الجماعة في المسجد بالشرط السابق وهو الحق ولا يعارض هذا الحديث المشهور ألا رجل يتصدق وعلى هذا فيصلي معه فإن غاية ما فيه حظ الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم أحد الذين كانوا صلوا معه صلى الله عليه وسلم في الجماعة الأولى أن يصلي وراءه تطوعا. He said, so that which is the jamhura upon is the dislike of repeating the jama'ah in the masjid with the conditions that we have passed, we have mentioned beforehand, that all of those people have not yet prayed the jama'ah, not yet prayed the fard salah. He said, and that is not in opposition to that which occurs in the popular hadith, when the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, should not a person stand and give sadaqah to this man? When a man came and entered the masjid and was praying, he had missed the jama'ah and he was praying by himself, and the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam turned to the jama'ah and to the sahaba and said, will not someone give sadaqah to this individual, will he not join him in salah? He said that it is not opposed by that hadith. And then he goes on to mention, because the most of that which is in, or the most that a person can say concerning that hadith is that which is in it is that the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam encouraged someone to pray with this individual who was praying the fard, that he should pray tatawwa'an, that he should pray a supererogatory prayer. Now, So he goes on to mention that therefore it is the salah of one who is praying a supererogatory prayer behind the one who is praying a prayer that is the fard or is the wajib prayer. And as for this issue, إنما هو صلاة المفترض وراء نعم وراء المفترض, that our issue revolves around the salah of the one who is praying the wajib salah behind the one who is praying the wajib salah. Because the second jama'ah is different from that which occurs in this hadith. That which occurs in the hadith is the salah of a person who is praying the compulsory salah, and he has behind him one who is praying the supererogatory prayer. And as for the issue, then the issue is the salah of the person who is praying the wajib salah, and he leads people who are praying the wajib salah. Because the jama'ah that comes in after the first jama'ah, they are a people, all of them, who have not prayed. So as far as it resembling the hadith, then there is a difference. Because the hadith has the presence of one praying wajib and those who are behind him praying supererogatory. Whereas the issue revolves around a people praying wajib and those who are behind them, a person praying wajib and those behind him praying wajib. Therefore the hadith is not a specific dalil and a specific proof in the mas'ala, in the issue. And he mentions وَلَا يَجُوزُ قِيَاسُ هَذَا عَلَى تِلْكَ لأنه قياس مع الفارق من وجوه. He said therefore it is not permissible for a person to make qiyas or make analogy of that situation over that with that situation, because it is known, as the Sheikh mentioned, it is known as that which is qiyasun ma'al fariq. It is qiyas, or the analogy, which is not in its correct place. Because as you know, ikhwan, the issue of qiyas, as was mentioned by Ahlul Usul, is ilhaq aslin li far'in bi far'in li'illatin jami'atin baynahuma. Ilhaq aslin bi far'in li'illatin jami'atin baynahuma. That it is to liken an asl, or it is to liken a far', it is to liken an issue or a side issue with an asl, with something that we're going to use as the origin, yani something from a text that we're using as an origin, that we're likening this other issue to, لِعِلَّةٍ جَامِعَةٍ بَيْنَهُمَا, because of an illah, or because of a reason that is present in the two of them. إِلْحَاقُ أَصْلٍ بِفَرْعٍ لِعِلَّةٍ جَامِعَةٍ بَيْنَهُمَا. So because of the presence of the reason that is the same, we liken this issue with this issue, because that which is present in this issue is the same as that which is present in this issue. So whenever we have a difference between the two issues, if someone tries to make analogy of that issue with this issue, it is referred to as al-qiyas ma'al fariq. That it is qiyas ma'a fariq. That it is qiyas that has in it a difference between the two issues. And it is not an analogy that is the same, that the two issues have the same, so we can make analogy of this issue upon this issue. Rather, it is analogy that has in it a difference between the two issues. So here the Shaykh mentions that this issue, or this has in it, al-qiyasu, it is qiyas ma'al fariq. He said liwujuh, for a number of reasons. Firstly, أن الصورة الأولى المختلف فيها لم تنقل عنه صلى الله عليه وسلم لا إذنا ولا تقرارا ولا تقريرا مع وجود المقتدي فيه في عهده صلى الله عليه وسلم. He said, because the first picture or the first scenario, يعني, which is the issue that we're dealing with, that a people have entered the masjid after the imam has prayed and after the jama'ah has prayed, and all of them want to now establish a second jama'ah. The Shaykh mentioned that this scenario here, we have no narration and nothing by way of narration from the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam permitting that, yani permitting that scenario, not la idnan wa la taqriran, not by way of permission that the Messenger permitted that to happen, or by the taqrir, where is when that is that someone, yani the silent approval, that someone done that in his presence and he didn't speak against it. So we don't have from the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam in the issue of the establishment of a second jama'ah, we don't have the idhin from the Messenger, or the permission from the Messenger to establish that. Neither do we have that thing, or neither do we have a narration establishing to us that that thing was done at the time of the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam, and it was allowed by the Messenger. He didn't say anything about that. He said, مَعْ وُجُودِ الْمُقْتَدِي فِي عَهْدِهِ صلى الله عليه وسلم. Even though the reasons for that were present at his time, yani that at the time of the Messenger we had people missing the jama'ah or coming late to the jama'ah, yet still we have no narration, not idhin, not permission from the Messenger, or silent approval of the Messenger, from people or from any of the Sahaba doing that in his presence, and he allowed that, or that he permitted the Sahaba to do that. So that's first and foremost. So for that reason, it is it is qiyas مع الفارق. And secondly, he said, لأن هذه الصورة تؤدي إلى تفريق الجماعة الأولى المشروعة. He said, because this surah, or this scenario, yani this first scenario of the people coming along and establishing a second jama'ah after the first jama'ah was established, he said that this surah leads to the splitting of the first prescribed jama'ah. That the first prescribed jama'ah will now begin to split and will now begin to fall in number because of the fact that the people are establishing the second jama'ah. So a person will not haste to catch the first jama'ah because he understands that there is going to be the establishment of a second jama'ah. نعم. لأن الناس إذا علموا أنهم تفوتهم الجماعة يستعجلون فتكثر الجماعة، وإذا علموا أنها لا تفوتهم يتأخرون وتقل الجماعة وتقليل الجماعة مكروه. He said that the people, because the people, if they know that if they miss, that they're going to miss the jama'ah, then they will hasten to the performance and to catching the jama'ah. So the jama'ah will be plentiful in number. But if they know that they are going to miss the jama'ah, but if they know that they are not going to miss the jama'ah, that they will yata'akharun, that they will be late, and the jama'ah and the numbers in the jama'ah will fall. And to have a small jama'ah is something which is disliked, is makruh. Now, therefore, أيها الإخوة, this mas'ala is, or to make qiyas upon that hadith, is something that is without doubt al-qiyasu ma'al-fariq. And that which we have as a result of that, ikhwan, is the establishment as a result of the people holding it permissible to establish a second jama'ah in the masjid. We have that which is worse than that as a result of that. And that is that we have in some masajid the people establishing two jama'ah at one time. And we have the establishment of two jama'ah at one time. And that occurs for a number of reasons. But from those reasons is that a group of individuals come in and they find, for instance, that the people are in the last rak'ah. So because of the fact that they're in the last rak'ah, maybe the imam is still reciting, is still standing. So they'll wait and they'll tell everyone who comes in to wait until the imam has finished that last rak'ah. And then they will establish the second jama'ah. Or, as we mentioned, worse than that, because of the fact that they see that the imam is standing and he's in the last rak'ah, we find them establishing another jama'ah. Why? Because with the establishment of the other jama'ah they see is better, is more fadl, is more virtue. We'll catch some of the qira'ah, we'll listen to the Quran, we'll catch all of the rak'at. And on top of that, it's permissible for us to do that anyway. So because of this hukum and because of this issue of the permissibility of one holding the second jama'ah to be permissible, what we have from that and from the ramifications of that is that we find the establishment of not only a second jama'ah but two jama'ah at one time. And this was something which was mentioned by Ali Mahfouz in his kitab al-ibda', that kitab which was from the best of the books in the issues of bid'ah. The kitab of Ali Mahfouz al-ibda', one of the best of the books in the issues of dealing with the issues of bid'ah. He said, من البدعة القبيحة تعدد الجماعة في مسجد واحد في آن واحد فترى عند شروع الإمام الراتب في الفريضة عددا من الأئمة ومنهم من يصلي بواحد ومنهم من يصلي باثنين ومنهم من يصلي بأربع أو أكثر ومنهم جملة الأئمة في صف واحد. Now, that he mentioned that from the bid'ah, from the innovations, from the ugly innovations, is the ta'addudul jama'ah, is the establishment of a number of jama'at in one masjid at one time. That you see the imam who is ratib, he enters into the faridah, and he has with him, or that which comes alongside him, are a number of a'imma. This one praying with one person, that one praying with another person, and that one praying with the fourth, and that one praying with more. And other than that, from the reason, maybe the people who are praying in the masjid are people who are displeased with some issue that the imam is upon and disagrees with the imam in some issue. So because of that, and because of that disagreement in that issue, and because of the fact that that may be one of the only masajid in their area, they still pray in the masjid, but they decide, and all those who agree with that person decide to leave the jama'ah of that imam because of the difference that we have with him in that issue, and establish a jama'ah for ourselves. And the imam himself holds it to be permissible anyway, so yallah. So we establish that second jama'ah, and we have in one masjid this evil of this bid'ah of the establishments of jama'at that are around the one imam al-ratib. Na'am. And then he goes on to mention وَهَذَا مُخَالِفٌ لِمَا كَانَ عَلَيْهِ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ صلى الله عليه وسلم وأصحابه والسلف الصالح إذا الإجماع على أنه لم يقع تعدد في آن واحد في مسجد واحد في زمن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ولا زمان أحد من أصحابه ولا زمان بقية السلف وهو مناف لحكمة مشروعية الجماعة وفيه تشويش بعضهم على بعض بالقراءة وعلى المتعبدين غيرهم وهو حرام. And he mentions here that this therefore is mukhalifun, or is in opposition to that which the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions were upon, and the Salaf as-Salih, and it has and there is ijma' upon the fact that the ta'addud, or the this establishment of a number of jama'ah was not established at the time of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam at one time in one masjid at the time of the Messenger, nor at the time of any of his Sahaba, nor at the time of the rest of the Salaf. And it is in opposition to the hikmah of the prescribed nature of the Jama'ah. Yani it opposes the hikmah of the Jama'ah. And likewise in it is tashwish, and in it is a nuisance, the nuisance that is caused by some of those worshippers upon other than them in regards to the issues of qira'ah and other than that. And hopefully, ikhwan, that is that which is sufficient to establish the fact that this issue of the establishment of the jama'ah is something which is not permissible, and likewise that it was disliked by the Salaf, and that it opposes the hikmah of the establishment of the jama'ah, and there is nothing from the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam that will substantiate that and will allow us to establish that. So it is something that we should stay away from in our masajid.